Hello, this is Chris Reese with Atlanta Soundworks. Welcome to Tech Talk Tuesday. This is part two of a four-part series entitled Before You Build. These are four things that you can do to make sure you maximize your AV and technology budget. This second thing is so important, but before we get to that, I want to remind you of the first thing. The first thing was engage the right stakeholders. Make sure you're talking to all the parties that are involved, not only in the financial side, but also in the use cases. You want those end users. You want to know how the systems are going to be used. That way you can make sure you're designing the right systems. So step two is so important. Might even be the most critical step in the entire process to make sure that you're stretching that technology budget as far as it can go. What is it? Well, imagine building a new facility and you pour your foundation and you get all your walls up and they're sheetrocked and you got your paint and you go, you know what, man, this building's looking beautiful. I think I'm ready to call my plumbers and my electricians so we can get some wiring and some plumbing in this place. You think that was nuts, right? And you'd be right. But that's what happens to low voltage all the time. Oftentimes, the low voltage designers and engineers are the absolute last people engaged on the project. The project's already well down the path to completion before the low voltage system designers are engaged. And this is madness. All of these systems require power. They're going to require a conduit for your wire paths. All of those systems give off heat. Those heat loads need to be calculated into your HVAC requirements. All of these things. And you may say, well, Chris, I had an electrical engineer. They had to be involved in that part of the planning process. Absolutely. And they're going to take a guess. But if they don't know what systems, what kinds of wire, what the quantities of those are, they're not going to be able to do anything except take a guess at conduit, heat loads, and things like that. You wouldn't imagine calling your plumbers and your electricians after the fact. So don't do the same with your low voltage. Engage your low voltage system designers and engineers early in the process, during the design phase, so that accommodations for those systems can be built into your project, and you will absolutely maximize your technology spend. Because if you get them involved too late, you're talking change orders, maybe even tearing up foundation, tearing out walls, having to rebuild things, and that all spells extra expense. So step two, pro tip number two, is engage your low voltage systems design engineers during the design phase of the project, before the foundation is even poured or the footings dug. So this is Chris Reese with Atlanta Soundworks for another Tech Talk Tuesday. Be sure and tune in next week for pro tip number 3 out of our four-part series. Yeah, I know, I held up 4 fingers. Pro tip number 3 out of our four-part series. And be sure and like and follow on social media. And if you think this content is valuable, make sure you share it out with your social contacts. Also, check out our blog at aswav.com, and you'll see the little link for our blog up there. We've got the written form as well. You can send that out and share it to people that you might be involved with a project right now. And we'd love to engage you in the conversation. If you've got a project going on right now, you can always reach out to us at gurus@aswav.com or give us a call. Love to talk to you on the phone, 770-716-7400. Until next time, this is Chris Reese with Atlanta Soundworks.